Not only is this one really good looking controller, it actually has a few functions not normally found on third-party controllers outside of the Pro. Okay, so join me as we look at this. It's a third-party wireless Pro controller alternative for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch Lite. Hello and welcome to Console Accessories. My name's Lee, and as we've already said, we're going to be looking at today this. Okay, now this is a third-party Nintendo Switch Pro controller alternative, and I'm going to be comparing it to the official Pro controller throughout this video. And the reason I got this was, for starters, it looks amazing, but also it has a couple of extra features that normally you don't find on third-party controllers. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, so it's kind of almost nameless. It's got a little bit of a logo there which says Aeolion, I think. I'm not quite sure, but when you look at it on Amazon, you'll see that it's kind of nameless and it hasn't really got a brand to it. So I'll leave links below of where you can get this. I have found it in the UK. I haven't actually found it anywhere else yet, but if you go and have a look at my shop, if and when it becomes available in the EU, Australia and America and all sorts, I'll leave links below of where you can get it, because this is really, really good. Okay, on the front, it just says Switch Pro Wireless Controller, PG-NS2028. You see, there it is. And it's got a couple of the extra functions on it. It says rumble, motion, easy connection stuff. And then Aeolion on the side, and on the back, a bit of how to connect it and what a few of the buttons and the functions do. Okay, so when you crack it open, what you do, it comes in plastic. You get a kind of like a pamphlet with instructions. Don't need them. And let's get rid of the plastic. And it also comes with a USB Type-C cable, which you can fit in there. And for starters, look at it. It looks lovely. If you've got a Switch Lite with the Pokemon version, this is the one for you. Admittedly, I think this is probably a little bit more neon than the Switch version, but even so, look at it. It's a stunning controller. It's one of the most good looking controllers I've seen. I love the blue and the pink. I love it with the grey. I think it's stunning. I think it's really, really good. And the white buttons here, brilliant, really nice. And then when you feel it, okay, feels not too bad. So this weighs 205 grams. This weighs 245 grams. Okay, I think the reason why this is heavier than this is because of the battery. The battery in this isn't as powerful as the Pro controller, because if you spin it over, you can see there it says 500 mAh. Now it says on the website, it says for you to get this, it takes 3 hours charge, and you're going to get about 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours worth of play out of it. So not a huge amount, but not too bad, not too bad at all. Okay, so going over the top then, the two bits here, so it's kind of like in 3 parts. So this is one part and this is another part, and these parts here, if you look here, it's like a little dimpled effect. Can you see that? Okay, so it's got little dimples all over, which helps a little bit with the grip, which is nice. And the 2 sticks here feel excellent. They are kind of plastic with a little bit of, it almost feels like hard rubber on there, so they're excellent. And the clicking feels good as well. The D-pad, it feels okay. If I compare it to this one, it feels virtually exactly the same as a Pro controller D-pad. And then we've got the home capture turbo button as well, which is a nice feature, and the plus and the minus there. So with the turbo, you can set it to any of these buttons and it would rapidly press, let's say, the white button with just holding it down, so it'd rapidly press it for you. And then with X, Y, A and B in a nice font. That's really good. I love that. I really do love that. And on the top we have L and R, ZL and ZR. So these are buttons, there's hardly any travel, so it's almost like a click in with the R button there. And then a click in with that. Similarly, that one. So great. And on the top there, we have the pairing button, we have the USB, and we have an LED indicator. So when you plug it in, let me show you. When you plug it in and it's charging, the LED light's on, and then when it's fully charged, it will go off. And it actually tells you when the battery's low. One of these lights here, whichever one you're connected to, 1, 2, 3 or 4, that will flash to tell you that the battery's low. Really nice, really good feature. So really good start. Looks great, buttons feel great, D-pad feels great, sticks feel great, feels all good. And also, it's got a few extra features. So it's got rumble as well. So it's got the rumble on it, as you'd expect, but also with the rumble, you can make it more powerful and less powerful. So you hold down the turbo and up and down, and you can change it from 0% to 30% to 70% to 100% rumble power. So you can adjust the rumble power to kind of 4 increments. Really nice, that's a nice little touch there. And we've touched on the turbo function there, but also quite rarely amongst the third-party controllers, it has NFC. So you can use your amiibos if you've got one. So I've been into Animal Crossing, I've used an amiibo. It's not on here, you don't put it on here, but I kind of found it was kind of around here somewhere. Wasn't too much bother, it just said particular amiibo and you just kind of move it around and they found it straight away, so it wasn't a problem. But very rarely does a controller have NFC on it. So if you're looking for a third-party one that has it, this is superb. Really enjoying using this. It feels good, it feels good quality. Doesn't feel like it's going to break. I've been using it with a few days and I haven't had a problem. The pairing with the Switch is dead simple. So I have my Switch here. Let me show you. When you just ping it on, when you go to in the settings, go to the Joy-Cons here, go to change grip order, and then when you press the home key, these start flashing, and then it will connect. There you go, and we've already connected. Exactly the same with the Nintendo Switch Lite. If you do have a Lite, if you do have the Pokemon version, wow, that will look stunning with this. Really would look great. But exactly the same with the Switch Lite. Go into the Joy-Cons, go into the change grip order, and it will find this almost immediately. Excellent. Okay, so like I was saying, this costs £30. You're looking at paying 50, maybe sometimes £60 for one of these, so this is almost half of this. And I much prefer this because I know it's cheaper. The Pro Controller is always going to be the best. It's always going to be the best. It has the nicest feel. It just works superbly. But this is a very close second, and I think I prefer this because it is so much cheaper, and it just looks so damn good, doesn't it? Excellent, really, really nice controller. Have no problems recommending this whatsoever. Okay, so have you got one? I'd be very jealous if you've got the Nintendo Switch Lite with the Pokemon colours. Be really jealous because that is such a nice Nintendo Switch Lite. My one is the turquoise one. It goes okay, but I think this is a stunning controller. Really, really enjoying using this. I'll leave links below where you can get it. If you've got any questions, do let me know down below. Please let me know if you've got the Nintendo Switch Lite with the Pokemon colours. I would love it. I'd love it. I'd love it if you got this, and I'd love to see what it looks like next to it. Like I said, I think this might be a little bit off, but having said that, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let me know. What do you know? Do you thinking about picking one of these up? Are you in the market for another controller? We've looked at so many controllers in the channel, so many ones over the months, but this one is coming out top. I'm really enjoying using this one. Okay, anything, let me know, and I'll always answer. Okay. Right, but that's my look at the Aeolion Nintendo Switch Wireless Pro Controller Alternative. It's been Console Accessories. My name's Lee. Until the next video. Bye-bye.